So for this video, I'm going to do something different. Well, not really too different, but it's not really the models for Warhammer, but more the, I guess you could say, the supplies for Warhammer. So for this one, we are going to be looking at the water pot and the Citadel pallet. And this is the cutting board. Let me see, make sure it's right set up. So this is the what they're calling the cutting board. I did need a new cutting board. Mine seems to have disappeared. I'm not sure what happened to it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get another one. But also we get the project box, which is still in the cardboard box. Not sure if it's a, yeah, it says right there, project box. So it says right here and it says right here. It's project box. So that's that. And then I'm going to try different things with this stuff to see how it actually works. So first thing that we'll probably do is the pallet pad. So with the pallet pad, it's just, you know, as you can see, it's for painting. And at first I thought it was just, you know, paper. I was like, well, why is it just paper? But actually, it's not just paper. It's a specialized paper. It's kind of thick. It's kind of smooth. So here, you can take one piece out. And if you notice, it is sturdy enough to hold paint, but it won't come through. I don't think it will come through. I thought it was just going to be like regular paper. I was like, well, if it's regular paper, the paint just goes through and then you got a big mess. But this doesn't seem like the paint would go through. And this one does have like a glossy side, and this one does seem to have more of a matte side to it. So there's that. So that's the pallet pad right there. And next we would do the cutting board. So this will be the cutting board that I'm going to be opening up. It says here that this is not a toy. Risk of injury. I'm guessing since you're going to be using a sharp blade to be cutting on it, they consider it not a toy. But all of the Warhammer products, they say on them, on all of the Warhammer products, it is not a toy. Be careful. So this is, it was pretty easy to open up. It just has two pieces of stickers right here, and they just open up right there. And when you open it up, it looks like that. And this is the cutting board right there. This is one of those self-healing cutting boards. I mean, that's the whole idea of a cutting board, is that it is going to be self-healing. But this is the cutting board right here. Pretty sturdy. I do like the design. That was another thing that I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get that. Because I did like that's an interesting design there. So there's that. Now we'll open up the water pot. There we go. So the water pot just looks like this. There is slots inside of it, on the inside, so that you can have put the different styles of brushes right there. One thing I can notice is that right here there's a big one, and then there's a few smaller ones, so that's kind of cool. We'll test that out later. And then finally, we'll do the project box. So supposedly with the project box, you can put everything that you need to, well, whenever you're putting it together. So this is the what's inside the cardboard box. And this is the project box. You actually see the this is a project box, and if you see, this is the back. And if you see, this is what you're gonna be. This is what you're getting. So this part and this part is what you're getting. Well, this is what I'm led to believe. And then you can just put them right here, and you can paint them, and you can store paints right there. So let's see what's inside and see what it looks like. One thing you notice that right here, you have this little demon right here. I like how they did it. That you could actually the white of the borders right here kind of reflect or give. You can actually see it more. It highlights. That's what I was looking for. It highlights it because once you take this off, it's all going to kind of blend in. So when we take it off, you just slip it off. I think it slipped off. Yep, here we go. That comes off. So you notice how when you take the thing off, it does kind of blend in with the rest of the background or the rest of the box. And to open it, I guess you can open it from here. Yep. So this is the lid, and they say that you can use this part right here as part of your workspace, so you can put things right here to work on them. And on the inside, you have this. Now I was kind of concerned because they don't really show paints, many paints. But this, you can see that this does carry a lot of different slots that you can hold the paints. And right now, I think I'm sitting on maybe 10 things of paint. So it's like, hey, cool! I get a lot of paint. I can hold a lot of paint because when you're painting, you're going to be using a lot of different types of paint. And it does, if you notice. There is a slant right here, so that you could actually, it's at an angle. When you're painting, the paints are going to be at an angle. And then this is the actual box right there. This is how you open and close it with these little things. And this is going to be the rest of your storage right here. So let's try some of this stuff out. So I have right here different brushes. So this is the Citadel Dry Brush. This is the starter brush that you get with the Essentials paint set. And then these are two other paint brushes that I use. I selected this one because it's big, and this one because it's small. See what we can do. I do have my doubts because even though we do have this large one right here. I wonder if this really big one will fit. So the way that you do it, you put it in and lay it, and it does seem to fit. So even though it's It's in the water. The idea is that the paints will go into the water, but they don't touch the bottom. It doesn't seem to be touching the bottom, so that's cool. And I'm pretty sure the dry brush, yeah, the brush. So this is how far in you get the dry brush from Citadel. And here is the other dry brush. Another company. And let's see, this one, yes, this is a starter brush. Let's find a. Okay, so yeah, that one seems to work right there. It's not touching the bottom. And there seems to be two different places for the starter brush. You can put it in different places, so that's kind of cool. And the other one, ooh, that's interesting. So this one is still going to be going into the bottom. It does touch the bottom. Okay, that one works. So depending on which one that uses, so this is pretty neat. I'm glad I got this. Be able to use this quite a bit. So now we're going to put some of this stuff from here and here. So I finished putting everything in here, or everything, yeah, pretty much everything. Let's see if I can do this. So if you see, all the paint fell down right there. One thing I did notice is the paints do get kind of heavy. So, because I did put it at one side and then picked it up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of heavy. So, what I'll probably do is probably put the paints in the middle, like this. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'll probably put the paints in the middle, and then just lift it up so that the weight is evenly distributed, and it's not too heavy. And the rest, I was kind of surprised how well this worked out, because they did say that you could actually put your project inside the box so you don't lose them, and you can. Like right here, right here, these two right here. These are the two figures that I'm working on right now. So I was like, wow, they actually do fit. And then let's see, where is it? So right here, I thought it was interesting that this area right here, you could actually put your some brushes with right here. Right here, I put the glues that I'm using, and then I have the tools that I'm using. I have them right here, and I have them right here. Well, they're down here, and now I'm not sure if you can see it, but the water pot is also down here. So I'll show you this right here. So here's the water pot. Here's the tools. These are the two figures that I'm working on, and everything seems to fit rather nicely. I was like, wow, I'm rather impressed. It actually does what it's supposed to do. I was like, wow. So, okay, so it does go in a certain way. think the only thing that does kind of concern me is that since the paints fall out so easily, you probably have to keep this in a horizontal state as much as you can, because any type of tilting will probably send the paints flying. The good thing, you probably can't see it right here. You probably have to look at it inside. But there does seem to be a good separation. There goes that one. There is a very good separation right here. So if something does spill, it won't really go into the compartments underneath. I'm happy. I'm happy with this purchase. This was a good purchase. I like this. Rather happy with this. So guess we're gonna close this up. I just have an idea. Probably paint this, because there is rather some intricate details that would be kind of neat to actually paint with. But yeah. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I have. That all the accessories or supplies that I got from Citadel to paint and assemble the model. So I guess we'll see you guys next time.